Coming up on the East End. Feel the need for speed and get an all-access pass to Riverhead Raceway. Plus,
we wanted it to look like it had been here for years.
Escape to a North Fork vineyard with breathtaking views. And
the food is what I call coastal Italian meets coastal Hamptons.
get an exclusive look at celebrity chef Rocco DiSpirito's new East End restaurant.
From lavish Hamptons hotspots
to local North Fork hidden gems.
Come with us as we explore the people and the places that make up Long Island's East End.
Welcome to the East End. I'm Erin Colton.
And I'm Joe Arena.
We've got lots to see this weekend.
And while you're exploring it all with us, don't forget to play along in our East End trivia game. You'll see questions pop up during the show. Scan the QR code and submit your answers at the end of the program for a chance to win a free trip to the East End on Hampton Jitney, plus some News 12 swag.
Our first adventure is going to get your heart racing, literally.
Yeah, did you know Long Island's East End has its own NASCAR track?
And I got a chance to test it out. We head to Riverhead Raceway to see why fans have been flocking there for more than 70 years.
It's a good, wholesome sport. It's a lot of fun.
Frank Saladino has been racing cars for 50 years on Long Island's East End.
I'm 76 years old. When I get in a car, I'm 18. It just feels like you're back in the old days.
He first started at Riverhead Raceway, a racetrack that's been wowing the crowd since 1949.
It's the last oval track that we have on Long Island.
Riverhead Raceway has been in operation for 75 years, and not much has changed, says current owner Tom Gatz and general manager John Elwood. The iconic quarter-mile oval track has action-packed events for all ages, every weekend through September.
Definitely the place to be on a Saturday.
He is.
Oh, man. The bus demo, the kids love it. I think that since they ride the bus to school, the majority of them, they like to, watch them get smashed out there on the racetrack.
Oh, yeah.
Monster trucks, right? They're amazing, they're loud, they jump, they do all kinds of stunts, so it's great. Last weekend we had a quad that ran through a fire. It's a thrill. It's a good family sport. They come and share the excitement.
We have the older people that have been coming for years. The younger kids, they like it. I pick some kids out of the stands, they're so excited when they see what's going on, especially if we can get a ride in this thing.
This thing is a vintage replica of a modified race car from the 1960s. And not only did Frank give me a ride, he also gave me a surprise of a lifetime. Oh my God! That's my name! That is the coolest thing that's ever happened to me, I think.
You're gonna have some fun today.
Fire suit, just in case. Who's my sponsor? Where are my sponsors? I'm ready to go.
Ready to rock and roll?
Ready to rock and roll. There a phrase in racing, did you say?
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Gentlemen, start your engines. Frank said we would start out slow. That wasn't fast?
Well, it could go faster.
Okay, let's go.
We are a part of the NASCAR community. The roar of the engines, the thrill of excitement, you just can't get away from the action. It's a generation business. Your father is a racer and your son takes over and it continues on.
You can have a kid that starts here at 8 years old that can make it all the way up to the big show.
But if your family is just in for the little show, you can watch juice box racing with kids ages 2 to 6 years old. Riverhead even has big wheel races for kids 3 to 7.
I'll take kids out of the stands during the opening ceremonies and ask them if they want to ride, and I'll take them around the track and then take them to Victory Lane, around the pits, and stuff they've never seen before. And they actually get a good feeling about what the racetrack's about, and they're usually very excited about that.
For Frank, Riverhead Raceway is special because it's a place that has kept tradition alive, along with the thrill of the ride.
They're going to see some very intense competition. There's a lot of sounds and sights and crashes.
The East End of Long Island has a lot to offer, right? You have tranquility, beaches, golf, but if you need some excitement, Riverhead is where to be. We just try to put on the best show we can.
That was awesome. They named a car after you. And what a place to take the kids.
Oh, it was incredible. I mean, you saw my reaction. I could not believe it. It was like a dream come true. And yes, a special place for the entire family. All right, if you're planning a trip to one of our dozens of East End vineyards, one North Fork winery, it's all about the view.
We head to Kontokosta Winery in Greenport for a tour of this family-owned destination.
Enjoy a stunning view no matter where you are on the property here at Kontokosta Winery in Greenport. You can sip wine on their bluff or from their equally stunning tasting room, the North Fork's only tasting room with the backdrop of the Long Island Sound.
This is just a blessed place. It's just amazing, especially if you could be here at sunset at night. It's just unbelievable.
Owner Mike Kontokosta and his brother bought the place in 2007, and Mike says one fancy dinner sparked it all.
I was at a closing dinner. Someone had brought one of these California super cult Cabernets to show off. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know that much about wine. I knew a little bit, but I'd never had anything like this. I don't know, it was a couple $1,000s a bottle. And when I drank it, and I had half of my steak, a bottle of wine, I said, this is for me. I got to do this. I know that I can do this.
But the brothers had a lot to learn. Mike's background was in corporate law, not winemaking. That's why they turned to the man who planted the vineyard for help.
He had to teach me how to maintain this vineyard, and he thought I was insane. I said, no, I'm serious. So he's like, okay. So the first thing you do is you know how to drive a tractor? So, I've never been on a tractor in my life. How do I do this?
The brothers also had to figure out where to build their tasting room, so they took to the field with a yardstick in hand.
We wanted the building, when you were standing dead center in the building, to look directly out at the water and then to look directly south through the vineyard. We wanted it to look like it had been here for years. We found a barn outside of Rochester, New York, took it down, and then sent all the wood here, and then we put it up around this new steel structure.
A nearly 10,000 square foot building that produces about 4,000 cases a year. And for Mike, one of the things he enjoys most is being a hands-on owner most of the time. Today, he took me to the vines and taught me how to pull the leaves, a process that allows for more airflow. And a process I was being a little too light-handed with.
You would definitely not get asked to return. Nice and slow. You're being too cautious.
I am. These grapes are delicate to me. I don't know, but we're not there yet, right?
It's easier to hit it at the
base?
pedal, at the base, and then it comes right off, right? And there you go.
And it's the little things like this that make for a great product and an award-winning wine.
Our most popular white for sure is our Sauvignon Blanc. That just recently won a gold medal in the San Francisco Chronicle Wine Competition. And then for reds, we're very proud of our Cabernet Franc.
But it's not the awards that drives Mike. It's taking what this piece of land gives and sharing it with others and doing it in a place he dreamed of living.
You drive out here and something happens. You know, you just sort of, a lot of things just fall away. Stresses and other things. I don't know what it is, but I don't get that feeling many places. Even when I go on vacation, it was always a goal of mine to one day, could I actually move out here, do something productive, raise a family. I'm just blessed to be able to do that.
What a view that place has. I gotta get there.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and it was all thought out that way. Just a great place, even for the kids.
Yeah. All right, if you're looking for an East End escape, Topping Rose House is the perfect place to rest and recharge. We teamed up with Discover Long Island for a look at what's new there this season.
Practice self-care on a rejuvenating getaway at the only full-service luxury hotel in the Hamptons, Topping Rose House. This reimagined 19th century mansion and estate is nestled on the edge of Bridgehampton with 16 spacious guest rooms and 6 one-bedroom suites blending historic charm with contemporary comfort. Some of the luxurious amenities include divine room service from the on-site restaurant Jean George's, access to the heated outdoor pool, rejuvenating fitness classes, and world-class wellness treatments from Erin Aesthetic Spa.
We want to be able to bridge both the Eastern philosophy of regenerating and rejuvenating our bodies with really high-powered, clinically backed scientific treatments. And we're able to offer that here at the Erin Aesthetic Spa at Topping Rose House.
Open year-round, Jean George's restaurant at Topping Rose House is a casually elegant restaurant using ingredients sourced from the area's reputable fishermen and farmers. In the summer months, guests can dine for breakfast, lunch, and dinner outside surrounded by the blooming gardens, or cozy up inside by the fireplace in the winter months. From the historic architecture and modern accommodations to the reviving wellness amenities and elegant fine dining, Topping Rose is a top-tier Hamptons getaway. For Discover Long Island, I'm Brianna McEnroe.
Thanks, Brianna. Still ahead.
Erin, this is our lounge. It's called Bijou.
This is gorgeous.
It's meant to be a little bit like a English pub speakeasy.
Rocco DiSpirito takes us inside his hot new Hamptons restaurant and shares some of his most famous recipes.
There's nothing like eating dinner outside during the summertime on the East End, especially when the chef's a celebrity. We take you inside Rocco DiSpirito's new restaurant, Il Pellicano.
I was hoping to bring what I thought was missing from the restaurant scene in Southampton.
That's why celebrity chef Rocco DiSpirito opened up his new restaurant, Il Pellicano, on Long Island's East End.
The food is what I call coastal Italian meets coastal Hamptons. So the vibe is sort of 19th century barn chic, a really chill vibe with lots of neutral colors and a slight reference to the sea with our pelicans.
But it's the great food people are heading to the new restaurant to get a taste of. An Italian menu inspired by fresh local seafood.
I made it a very, very important part of my program here to make sure I had local seafood, local shrimp, local tuna, local bass, local lobsters, local oysters. Local is always better. The less the food travels, the less time it spends in a truck, the better it's going to taste.
Rocco also puts a modern twist on classic dishes, like a BLT.
We're going to make one of the most popular dishes on the menu called the Italian BLT.
Okay.
It's burrata, lettuce, and tomato.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
no bacon.
Upscale.
Yeah. You hold it from really high, and you do that,
You
and
just
you drop
do
it
that?
down. Yeah. These are local heirloom tomatoes. Lay the tomatoes down first.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
I'm doing this?
Yeah, you're going to do it. Why not?
All right.
And then we're going to top it with burrata, and then we're going to top it with the basil. You want to taste it? What do you think?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
So good.
After your meal at Il Pellicano, you can extend your night out without even leaving the property.
Erin, this is our lounge. It's called Bijou.
This is gorgeous.
This is open at night. The lounge is a completely different look and feel, and it's open at 10 p.m., has a different entrance. It's meant to be a little bit like an English pub speakeasy. We have great DJs. We have incredible craft cocktails. We're really lucky to have this patio. It's set off the street, it's private, but it's right on Main Street in Southampton, literally on the main drag. I can't think of a better place to be. Sure, if you're a celeb or you just want some privacy, this is a great place. And then after dinner at night when the sun is setting, it's magical.
But one of the best parts of the Il Pellicano experience is seeing Rocco in action. You're really here every night, so when they're coming, they're really seeing your talents and your personality in person.
I thought it was very important that I be here. I still love cooking and being in restaurants more than anything that I've done in my career. As chefs, we get to make people happy for a living. It is a huge privilege and one I don't take very lightly. The setting of Southampton is about as good as life gets. There's a reason people flock to the Hamptons every summer. The restaurants out here are just incredible, one after another. I like serving the food, I like talking to the people after they've eaten the food. That whole process is what I fell in love with, is still what propels me today.
Thanks, Erin. Now we head to Montauk, where we're at a family-owned staple that's been entertaining East End visitors for more than 4 decades.
In the beginning of time, we didn't know what we were doing. And the guy says, "Well, Pete, what's the theme at your miniature golf course?" I said, "Let me think about it. It's a nautical pirate zoo."
A family-owned staple here in Montauk since 1977, Puff and Putt Family Fun Center has been a memory maker for anyone who's visited over the last 48 years. Owner Peter Cucci says his family came to the East End more than 5 decades ago looking for a summer place.
We ended up buying the Lido Motel in 1972, mom and pop operation. So we ran it for 4 years, and back in those days, you buy something for $100,000, you sell it for $200. It was like hitting a home run.
And Peter says thanks to his son and daughter, another home run was about to happen.
Joey and Jill were hanging around here that summer of '76. Daddy, Puff and Putt's for sale. Tell them I'll be there tomorrow. Came with the check in hand.
That's how it happened.
Deal was done within 24 hours. I never knew what I was getting into. Come on, honey, we could do this.
And now, almost 50 years later,
We made our life here, our friends, my husband I met out here.
and that life includes the water. Fort Pond, one of Long Island's only freshwater ponds, an experience Peter's son Joe provides. Hobie cats, pedal boats, paddle boards, and sunfish.
We give free instructions with every boat rental. We make sure you know how to get back to the dock. Dad bought the place when I was 15. I'm now 62. I've been teaching people how to sail for a long time. I have a great family. We're all still in this together for 48 years. It's just been a wonderful way for my family to stay close and connected.
But the most important person responsible for all their success, Peter says, is Lynn Cucci, Peter's wife and Jill and Joe's mother. She passed away just 3 years ago.
When they first bought the business, my father was still working up the island, so he would come on weekends, and my mother was here, myself and my 3 siblings, and the 4 of us would work together with her, and she ran the show.
A few years ago, I was 80, and she's patting me on the shoulder. She says, Pete, don't get too cocky, because you're still in training.
Obviously, together, they're a team.
Took us to church every Sunday, told me to go to hell every Monday. You know, it was a fact of life. But that's between a husband and a wife.
She was a good leader for all of us. It's very special. We've been able to be together. That's unusual for a family to come and work together and be together at this age and still every day get up. It's special, and it's really kept our whole family together.
For more on Puff and Putt, just scan the QR code at the bottom of your screen. Still ahead.
This place has history. These walls have bones. This is as authentic as it comes.
Get a taste of La Dolce Vita out east.
The Maidstone here in East Hampton has a new restaurant inside this summer, LDV at the Maidstone, and it's bringing a taste of the Italian coast right here to the heart of the Hamptons.
LDV stands for La Dolce Vita and the good life and this feeling of this kind of Mediterranean charm. We want to welcome you into our home.
That home is now inside the historic Maidstone Hotel in East Hampton.
The village of East Hampton is smack in the middle of all of it. This place has history. These walls have bones. This is as authentic as it comes.
And authentic Italian cuisine, John Meadow, the president of LDV Hospitality, says is exactly what their summer menu is all about.
The day starts with coffee and a good espresso. That's fundamental. We've had a wonderful partnership with Gucci this summer, giving out for free for the community to come up to our little truck and have a proper Gucci cappuccino to start the day. Lunch is served Wednesday through Sunday, here mainly in the garden. We do a beautiful aperitivo, both indoor and outdoor, from 3 to 6, and then more formal dinner service into the evening. The dining room, the bar, the garden, each has its own distinct feel. Jorge Espinosa, he's our executive chef. We do all fresh pasta. Therein lies your Italian, paired with spectacular local seafood. We're getting pico oysters from Shelter Island. Obviously, Montauk has some of the best fish around.
But it's one dish specifically at LDV John says is their staple. And this summer, they put a different spin on it.
We built our whole business around one dish, which is spaghetti pomodoro, tomato and basil. Here, we're doing something different called spaghetti alla Nerano. Nothing is more summer than that. And that's been our big hit.
Chef Jorge gave me an inside look at how it's made.
You have the fondue. We don't want the fondue to be break.
Okay.
So that's why we do this technique. And we do the same thing for every single pasta that with the orel, we do a la minute.
Does your arm hurt at the end of the night?
A little bit, not me, one of my line coats, but the technique is beautiful. Basil leaves, fresh, beautiful.
Let's go. When you come here, you almost feel like you are experiencing a classic Italian summer.
You have all these elements of this quintessentially Mediterranean, sun-kissed Italian approach to hospitality. For both New England and New York, the Hamptons is our summer escape. There's so much here. We're very fortunate and humbled to be in the center of it all.
Time now to check your answers on our East End trivia game. If you've been playing along, scan that QR code, submit your answers. You might just win a free trip to the East End on Hampton Jitney and some News 12 swag.
You'll also find more information on our website about all the places that we've explored in this episode.
And while you're there, let us know about your favorite places to visit on the East End, from the lavish to the local.
Because it just may be our next adventure. See you next time.